It is the Poke King, and we're back with another video. Today, we're going to take a look at Isaiah Bradner's Lost Box Giratina V-Star deck, and he was the runner-up at the 2024 EUIC. So let's kick it off with the Pokemon and take a look at what Isaiah was playing. So first off, we have 4 Comfey. This is your engine for getting things into the Lost Zone. So Comfey is just an awesome card. Once again, looking at the top 2 cards of your deck, you put one in your hand, put one in the Lost Zone. So he played 4 Comfeys. Next up is for the Giratina line. He did play 3 Giratina V. Now, with the format being a little bit slower, one of the things that shied people away from it last format for Giratina V was the ability to not use Abyss Seek in the attack. So now that the format has slowed down, a lot of people defer when it comes to going first or second. Abyss Seeking just allows you to dig deeper into the deck to try and hit those key pieces, like whether it be Colverses you're not seeing on the first turn. And then also with playing Jet Energy, it's a lot easier to get Giratina V into the active. But yeah, with the format slowing down, Giratina V being able to use Abyss Seeking just makes the deck a lot more consistent. We then have the Big Daddy. This is what makes the deck work, Giratina V Star. Now let's try and focus there, right there. So we do have Giratina V-Star. One of the things that you will see, with Giratina V-Star is the Star Requiem ability. Now, of course, that's something like Lost Tina can't use with Arceus because it just doesn't get enough energies and stuff like that into the Lost Zone. But when you're using the Lost Box engine, it allows you to use the attack Star Requiem, where if you have 10 or more cards in your Lost Zone, you instantly knock out the opponent's active Pokemon. So, of course, knocking out big Pokemon like Charizard or Roaring Moons, that have a Ancient Energy Booster capsule at 290 HP. This allows you to get basically that instant KO. Now, this is the special Pokemon that he was playing was 2 Shuppet because, of course, you want to evolve form into your Bayonet. So, let's take a look. He did play 1 Bayonet EX. Awesome card. You're pretty much using the first attack, the Everlasting Darkness. It's during your opponent's next turn. They can't play any item cards from their hand. So this, of course, can, hit the rare candies for the Charizard if you're able to get a, heavy turn 1 and your opponent does miss. But you're also using this against any sort of Chin-Pao Baxcalibur player. Being able to not allow them to use their superior energy retrievals, rare candies later in the game, makes this Pokemon busted, and especially if they don't have a Chin-Pao in the active, they can't get the free 2 water energies to then even start doing some attack to this. So Bayonet EX, super important. And then he also played the regular Lost Zone, the regular Stage 1 prizer Bayonet. Now Puppet Offering shuffles this and the Shuppet back into the deck, and then you do choose a supporter. So for him, let's see if we can get that to focus. I think the glare, it's kind of, I think it's focusing on the face of those cards. Let's see, focus. Come on, there we go. So being able to use Bayonet is super important. And once again, it gets 2 cards into the Lost Zone. So there are some pretty cool things that you can do with that. Next up is 1 Iron Leaves EX. Awesome card. This is used for the Charizard matchup, being able to use the Rapid Veneer. Basically, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto the bench, you can switch it with your active Pokemon, and then if you do, you may move any amount of energy from your other Pokemon to this Pokemon. So being able to do 180 with Charizard's weakness to it, it does 360. So that's an instant knockout. The thing is, you just can't use the attack next turn, but Iron Leaves EX allows you to have a better Charizard matchup. So that is super important. Next up, we play the 1 Cramorant. Of course, it's just really good to do a Spit innocently and hit for that 110. So Cramorant is extremely important. We play then 1 Sableye. Of course, Sableye is really good for the Lost Mine. If they do have a Jirachi, you're not going to be Sableyeing, but it's perfectly fine. 1 Sableye, really good. If they don't bench the Jirachi, they're in trouble. And then for the second to last Pokemon, we do play the, let's focus there. There we go. 1 Radiant Greninja. Now, what this card allows you to do, of course, draw 2 cards off concealed cards. Bradner did not play any water energies in this deck, so you're not attacking with Greninja. So if they do bench bench this little card, Manaphy, you can take advantage of that if they don't have their Jirachi with Sableye. So he did play that as well, 1 mana fee. So that is all the Pokemon. Next up, let's take a look at the supporter. So super simple porter supporter line, said porter. He's playing 4 Culver's Experiment. It gets, cards into, this is the best supporter for Lost Zone. It's the Lost Zone supporter that Pokemon made. 1 Roxanne, extremely good. Let's see if we get that to focus. Really nice. Getting Roxanne, being able, once your opponent has 3 prizes, to then shuffle their hand. They draw 2, you draw 6, just really good. Then we play 1 Boss's Order. Got to play it. And what's nice with the Roxanne and the Boss is that the Bayonet can get back these. And then if you keep using the Bayonet's ability, well, once you use it once, you actually can't get it back because it goes to the Lost Zone. So it just basically acts as a second boss or a second Roxanne, but it's a Pokemon and adds to the Lost Zone. So a little bit better than Palpad. He did play 4 Nest Ball, searches out any of the basic Pokemon in the deck. He did play 4 Mirage Gate. This allows you to accelerate the energies once you have 7 in the Lost Zone. So very simple. And then we'll just kind of speed through the rest of the deck. Nothing really too much to explain. 3 switches. Interesting with the 3 switches and not any switch cards. He just felt that, he doesn't want to get a Giratina or a Bayonet stuck if someone does boss it out, or the Bayonet EX. So you do play the switch there. 2 Buddy Puffins, being able to search out any of the 70 HP Pokemon. Manaphy, Comfey, really nice. And Shuppet as well. 2 Super Rods. So once again, not going to 3, just keeping it at 2. He did play the 1 Ultra Ball, which allows you to get the Giratina V-Star, the Bayonet EX, or the regular Bayonet. So that's interesting. Sometimes you don't see the Ultra Ball being played. He did play 1 Pokegear 3.0, being able to try and hit your Culver's or late game your Bosses or Roxanne. He did play 1 Counter Catcher. Big thing if you're going against an opposing Lost Box, they take a cram hit with the spit instantly, and then you can now Counter Catcher out their other Giratina V. So very good. And then we play 1 Prime Catcher. So this is the A-Spec that he chose. Sometimes you'll see Giratina V-Star players playing the Maximum Belt, being able to do 330 to Charizard. Then you have a Star Requiem. And once again, the Maximum Belt with Lost Impact allows you to hit 330. And then you have Iron Leans to finish off the 3rd Charizard. So there's your 6 prizes. But he decides to go with the Prime Catcher as another switch out. So that's it for that. And then we take a look. He did play 1 Force Seal Stone. Once again, if you're playing against Chimpao, your Tina's knock out pretty much everything. And then if you're also setting up with the Bayonet EX, you're just going to bench like a Giratina V, use the V-Star power to get a boss, and then just boss around. For the stadiums, he played 1 Temple of Sinnoh. Once again, just turns off Lugia, which is really nice. And then he did play the 1 of Artisan. Next, let's take a look at the energies. Keep it simple. He did play 4 Jet energies. Now, this allows you to pretty much be able to, bring a Pokemon from the bench to the active. So it works really well and can side with Comfeys, also with Giratina V and using Abyss Seeking. So he did play 4 Jet energies. And then we keep it simple here. There's 5 Psychics right there, and then 4 Grass energies. All right, guys, so that was the runner-up Isaiah Bradner's Giratina V-Star Lost Box deck, however you want to say it. It's a tongue tie. It was an awesome deck, honestly. I've played this deck before. I think Bradner really focused on consistency and just being able to always try and hit your Star Requiems as quick as possible. But once again, just to also search out the Pokemon that he needs to search out. That's with the Ultra Balls and the 4 Nest Balls with the 2 Buddy Poffins. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about the deck? Is it a hit? Is it a miss? It did get 2nd place, so I'm going to have to give it a hit. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, become part of the Poke Kingdom. It's been the King. Peace.